The specification window is the most important interface you have with MagicDraw when it comes to describing a system element. And so you can access it by pressing Enter when an element is selected, or right-clicking and choosing Specification. Notice that it initially gives you a set of properties that are visible about the element. And so if it's set to standard mode, you'll see a reduced set. There's an expert mode that provides a larger, richer set of properties. And then all mode displays all the properties that are available for the element. For example, this is displaying the element ID, which is the hidden internal ID that MagicDraw assigns to every element when it's created. So any element or any property that an element has is displayed in the spec window. And you can also come into the Customize choice and decide when it's visible in what mode. And so if there's something you use often, I would encourage you to come in here and adjust this to suit you. Again, notice anytime you see the magnifying glass, it's a search. So if I wanted to see anything related to allocation, I could type it. And notice that's mostly hidden except in all mode. If I wanted to see what something's allocated to, again, a relationship I typically don't use, I could turn that on here and now it'll be visible in expert mode. So again, you have the ability to customize a lot of this information. Here's the documentation field. Again, we want to be in the habit of documenting all of our elements. Here's where the hyperlinks can appear if we do add any. The next tab tells us where this element is used in diagrams, as well as where it's used in other relationships, typing part properties, that sorts of things. We have the constraints. We can see the ports that this element owns, any additional properties it has, attributes, ports, operations it may own. Again, there's a whole host of information that will be visible here that we'll be exploring more fully throughout the hypermodeling set of videos. But the important thing to remember is that the specification window is critically important to how we model. It exposes all the properties for an element to us. And note there's also a properties tab down here in the lower left that basically is effectively the specification window for the element that's been selected. And so you can edit things here or in the spec window. And here's a case. This gives an easy way to see the tags that are present from the stereotypes that could be applied to this element. Or in the specification window itself, there's a place to see the tags related to the stereotypes that are applied. Note that you can choose to show just the ones that have values. You can show just the ones that are assigned to this element. So if I unclick this, I see all of the stereotypes that could be applied. And by clicking it, I see just the ones that are applied. And if I click this, I see just the ones that have values. So again, you can do some intelligent filtering here, and it will help you zoom in on the information that is of interest to you. So again, the specification window is the #1 way that you will interface with the system model to update properties, tags, ports, anything related to the element with which you are working.